new is good. If you're established, it's not so good. Buying ads is a good way to get an introduction. The problem with buying ads, such as with Google, is when you stop paying for the ads, they're gone. If you send me your ad for your business, it'll stay on my site until you tell me to come take it off. I just put it up and it'll be on there forever, right? Google doesn't do that way. They charge you when you stop paying it, they take it off, right? I don't know, did that answer your question?
Kind of. And
Sort
then
of.
what's your take on Facebook pages?
I don't use Facebook. To me, I've got an account, but to me it's kind of bulky. And I've become such a convert of YouTube that just sort of gets away from Facebook. The same with LinkedIn. MySpace. If you use it and you're comfortable with it, I would use it if it works. To me, it's a way you organize things. But I haven't really seen in my client base clients they're spending a lot of time. A few are doing Twitter and getting results, but very few Facebook and MySpace. You have to consider also how much time you're spending doing this. And you can do a video and a simple blog entry in less than a half an hour. Yes?
So regarding blogs, would you put the blog, if you have a website that's very content oriented to your business, would you put the blog as a link on your website? Is that what you
You
recommend?
could do that. Actually, you could embed it on the website as well, so that they can see the last entry.
Okay. And then they
And-
can just click it and then they go in.
Yeah, so that you have a little section, I know Twitter does that. You have a little widget that you can put on your website
Oh, right.
that puts your last 5 tweets. That'll be in there, right? And so I think it's important it's on the page.
Okay.
Depending on your URL, your domain name, and other things, but it's better to have it there. And the most important thing about a blog is to regularly work on it.
Right.
Right. And so you're always looking for things that are of interest to your customers and prospects. That's what they're after.
Right.
That's what they're after. If I've got a poodle and I see this woman doing this poodle, I want to take my dog to that poodle thing. You know, that's kind of straightforward. I don't want to make it out to be something that it really isn't. You know? That's why I'm after these gyms. The problem people have is they often don't respect what's in their head, and they're often self-conscious. And I get rid of that. After 1 or 2 short takes, they relax. They start talking to me. I used to have a radio show, so I'm a pretty good interviewer, and I pull out those gyms because I know what their customers are looking at. Because I've done a little research before I actually get on site. So yes.
Do you, it sounds like you're not necessarily advocating websites per se. It's like more other things that are more kept live. Is that a correct interpretation?
Okay, website is excellent. You need to have a website. I'm going to tell you, you don't need to have a website. Okay, if you don't update it, it's not a very useful tool. It's better than nothing. Okay, but the actual value of a website has decreased over the past year or so.
Yeah.
The actual return you get from it. Okay. So you want to do a website, you want to do a blog, but particularly you want to look at those videos too.
And then just on the videos, what software, hardware, blah, blah, blah?
There's a free one called YouTube.
Yeah, but what, I mean, like filming. This
Oh.
is very, very generic base question.
This camera right here is
Yeah.
$150. I've got Flip on right now is $150.
Yeah.
I've got better cameras. But what I found out is I end up editing crazy hours, doing all kinds of edits, putting music and all of that. What I'm really after is I'm after that gem that's in that person's head. I want to see the fire in their eyes. I want them to talk about that poodle.
And the
Talk
sound
about that.
quality is good, I guess.
I did a street musician, and he called me up and said, "I can't believe the quality. It was so good." Now, if you're a band or something, you maybe want to do that.
Sure.
The video kind of needs to match up to the image of your business. You don't want to have, if you're doing upper end financial services, you don't want to be doing it in your house coat or your flippers.
Well, then it's not going to be me.
No, exactly. So you have that image,
This is
right?
unusual.
So you have that image that you have to project, right? The other thing that I'm going to offer you is that you can either see me afterwards or email me, and I will give you 10 or 15 minutes over the phone conference if you want to do that. Sometimes if you talk to someone that has a different viewpoint, particularly if you let me know in advance, so I'll have a chance to go online and check out a few things. I've gotten really fast at this because I know what I'm looking for. I do all kinds of businesses. It doesn't matter what you do. I love business. And and condos and those kinds of things. Pet stores, realtors, it works for everyone. But the important thing to remember is you cannot just rely on that website. And the other thing is, I think you were mentioning earlier, you have to do something